Hello everyone. I never know when to start that because it like freezes always. Like when I press the play button, it always freezes a moment before, and I'm always like, is the video actually playing or is it not? So I always wait just like 1 second before I actually do my intro. So if I'm always standing there like, and then doing my intro, that's why. Okay. Anyway, so first off the bat, just like to say, if you haven't been on Matt G's channel recently, go on his channel because there's a video on his channel, and guess who the tweet came from? I had to do that. I'm sorry. Anyway, I was just thinking about it. Alright. So this is gonna be one of those thoughts videos. Not really, I don't know, it might be a rant. I got my list of shit to talk about right here now. Okay. Also, if you're wondering what that symbol is right there, probably just spoiling all of this. Don't read this. Just that symbol. If anyone can tell me like what that actually is, that'd be great. Just gonna hold it there for a little bit longer. If anyone can, I know it's shit because the pen wasn't really working. I was like, nah. It's basically 3 exclamation marks and an upside down and an upside down question mark. I don't know what it's from, but I saw it somewhere, and ever since then, every time I've been given like a sheet of paper at school or just anywhere, someone's been like, hey, yeah, with paper, I've just been like, and I've taken photos of it every time on my iPhone. Don't know what it means. It's just sort of what I tag my work with now. Secondly, I would like to discuss the coffee and how you like it. Ugh. Yeah. I just spilled coffee. I realized I never actually made that very clear. So, if you're gonna make me, if you want me to be your best friend ever, what you're going to do is you're going to take 1 second. Wasn't gone that long? Okay. You're gonna take this, okay? This or Screaming Turtle, okay? You're gonna take that, you're gonna put it on your surface, you're gonna get just your standard teaspoon, okay? You're going to scoop out 1 scoop, not heaped, just a scoop. You're going to put it in a cup, preferably about this size, because that way it works best. You're going to put it in a cup, and it's got to have a big handle, because I'm not good with small handles. And then you're going to do that again. You're going to put 2 scoops of coffee in, because I like my coffee strong. And then what you're going to do is, so that the coffee doesn't burn when the water goes in it, and leaves a bad sort of burny taste, you're going to pour just a little splash of milk, and then you're going to thoroughly fucking mix that shit like you'd never mixed the fucking coffee before. Okay, this is for instant coffee. I don't give a fuck how you do it with plungers. I don't care. It's a plunger coffee. It's a whole different kettle of fish. But for instant, you're gonna mix that shit right up. Your milk and your coffee is gonna, and because it's 2 scoops, it'll actually be harder than you thought it would be. And then you're gonna pour your hot water in, fucking boiling water. Okay, you're gonna pour that in, right up to that sort of universal little line on a cup. And the reason that fucking line exists is because that's always where I fill my coffee up to. And fill it up to that line, and then you're going to splash more milk on it. You're going to mix it up again. And if I'm in a good mood, you're going to put 1 scoop of dark sugar in. If I'm in a bad mood, you're not going to put any sugar in. And then you're going to mix it up again. Feel free to take a sip. And if it tastes like bitterness and sadness, then you know you've done a good job. Also, it should look about the color of dark sugar. That's why I say use dark sugar. Because mine, I can't actually show you without spilling it everywhere. Oh, maybe I can. Can you see that? Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's about the colour of my hands, put it that way. And then you're going to present it to me. And it better not be fucking cold. If, however, you do that, and you actually go through all the effort to make me a coffee just to those parameters, I will love you forever. That is literally it. I'm a foodie, and I'm a coffee person. If you go to the effort to make me a coffee specifically the way I like my coffee made, then you're like my new favorite person. What can I say? So, the thing that I wanted to talk about for this video, and I got a question, we'll get to that in a minute. The thing I wanted to talk about in this video was, death! Yay! Yay! Because we all like talking about people dying. Also, can I just quickly say how much a hoodie can hide in my hair? Like, you wouldn't even think I got a mop, would you? Just be like, nah, that kid ain't even got hair. Nah, man. And then, look at you. Also, if you don't like short jokes and basically jokes at other people's expense, just leave this video right now. Just take your not liking my joke self. What the fuck was that? Did you just... Was that my hair or was that like a cobweb? Oh, holy shit. I'm getting sidetracked, but I just realized how many fucking daddy long legs are. You guys have got to... I'm gonna turn you up, alright, and you know, look, you see that thing up on the wall there? Those are daddy long legs. And over here, the camera won't pick it up, I don't think. But there's just cobwebs all along there. Holy shit. Alright. I swear I'm getting taller because this is just not quite at eye height anymore. It has to be like up here for me to be satisfied. Anyway. Sorry. Not so much death, but I was thinking about death, and I was sitting there going, what about death? Death. No, let's face it, in my head I was just going, because that's all that's ever going around in my head. That made me kind of dizzy. That's worrying. No, but how I want my funeral to be panned out is something like this, okay? If it comes to my time of passing, and you guys are there, I want you to make sure this is what happens. And this is God. To happen. This is how I want to go out. Also, why YouTube? Why white teeth? I don't have white teeth in real life. My teeth are not white. Seriously. Those look like fucking flawless teeth. But in real life, they look like total shit. So, ugh. I also don't like how YouTube doesn't pick up that my eyes aren't actually white. They're actually blue. Yeah. The whites of my eyes are blue. Yeah. There's literally no way I can transition from that without, not editing my videos or whatever. I'm just gonna... What am I wearing? Oh yeah, that's right. I'm just gonna take this because it's actually like super duper hot here today. Surprisingly, given that I live in a cold fucking country, it's actually really, really hot tonight. I don't know why. Well, not tonight. This evening. How I want my funeral to go out is something like this. I want everyone there to get a big stick, right? I want them to light that stick. Like, I want them to, like, put a rag on top of it. You know how they do with torches and, like, dunk it in kerosene and then, like, light it? And then I want them to all walk together. And I want them to start building up a giant fucking bonfire, okay? Giant bonfire. and then I want my body like rested on it, like one of those epic movie scenes where they burn the body, you know, like it's a soldier and they're dead and they burn the body. Basically, I want my body burnt on a giant bonfire, is what I'm trying to say. But there's something that's gotta happen, and this is the definite gotta happen part of it. I've contrived a list, you may have seen the names earlier. I've contrived a list of songs that must be played during this ceremony, and they are as following. Okay? Not necessarily in this order, except for the last one. The last one's gotta be where it is, and exactly the extended version of it. And these are all Two Steps from Hell songs. And I recommend you check them out if you haven't heard these songs that I'm about to list off, because they're all fucking spectacular songs. The first song is Protectors of... I think it's Of the Earth, but I wrote Of Earth. Archangel, In Strength of 1,000 Men. Blackheart, my personal favourite. And Hearts of Courage, the extended version. That's got to be played at the end. Hearts of Courage is... But, man, that song's brilliant. Yeah, so, you know, those songs got to be playing. And also those, like those metal bins. If the area, like the footpath to wherever the ceremony would happen, if the footpath could have, like, regularly placed on both sides, like, old rusty bins filled with wood and just on fire. Because I remember that from my great-grandma's funeral, and that was just one of the coolest things that I had just ever seen. Which is like these... I think there's actually a term for it. Like, I think they're actually a thing, but I don't know that term. But it's like bins, and they're like full of things, and they're on fire. The bins aren't. The inside of the bin, the contents of the bin are on fire. But it's just cool. It looks cool, okay? It looks cool. Yeah. Also, I don't want people to grieve at my funeral, because I'm one of those people who believe that you should be celebrating their life when they die, not mourning over their death. So, like, that's what we did at my great-grandma's funeral as well. And the reason I mentioned my great-grandma is because she was basically like the pinnacle of my dad's side of the family, you know. Whenever she was like, hey, let's have a reunion, everyone was like, shunk, reunion. And I only saw her twice in my life, and she made it to like 90-something, and then died. But the thing was, she knew she was going to die. You know, because she wasn't eating for like a week, she wasn't drinking, and then she just came out and had a meal and then died that night. You know, she knew she was going to die, that's why she did it. She was just like, you know what, I'm fucking, I lived a good life, you know. I want that to be how I go, you know. I want to know when I'm going to die. I don't want to be tried, like... Alright, so this takes it on to a darker topic, which is euthanizing people. This is euthanasia. If you don't know what it is, Google it. It's not about kids in Asian countries before you like, hey, did he just say it's euthanasia? No, it's euthanasia. It's spelled completely differently. It's spelled with an E and an N. It's kind of when I'm spelling it, I try to imagine it's sort of like enthusiasm, but then it's not. I don't know. It just helps me spell it, even though I never spell it right anyway. But if I was in a situation where I was in like a coma, or I had like, I don't know, some really bad disease or something, or I'd been hurt really badly, I would literally just be okay if someone would just like put the blood on me. If I'm on life support, take the life support off. I don't want to be on life support. The idea of people trying hard, wasting medical supplies, wasting time, wasting beds, wasting fucking putting food down my throat. I don't like any of that, okay? I spent enough time in hospitals. I spent a total of 4 years in a waiting room alone. My dad did the math. 4 years in a fucking waiting room. That's just a waiting room. That's not the ward. That's not the surgery room. That's just a waiting room. I've spent my fair time in hospital. Like, if you take me to any of the hospitals in my local area, I will be able to just be like, oh yeah, and down here's where I fucking got my arm chopped open, and oh there, down there's where I did my leg, and oh yeah, this is my ward. I very distinctly remember my ward being Ward 12. If the hospital, I won't give away the name, because then you guys will just be over there going, hey, he lives near that hospital, let's go fucking kill him. Oh, I don't, you know. But I literally can just be like, hey, hospital, yo, yo. And I even distinctly remember this one time, my friend being like, oh, dude, no way, I had to go into the hospital and I had to do this thing. I can't remember exactly what he was talking about, but he was like, I remember there being this nurse, man, and I shit you not, she had like a mustache. And I'm like, yeah, I got woken up by that chick. Do you know what it's like going into a surgery, getting knocked out? They put all the warm blankets on you. They tell you it's gonna be okay. Then they say this is gonna feel a little weird, and then bam, you're out like a light. And then bam, next thing you know, you're waking up and you're tripping balls. I was tripping balls, and there was this facial hair woman staring down at me. No offense to you. You're a really nice nurse. You're a lovely person, but just not so close with the facial hair and the I'm tripping balls, okay? All I remember is just being like, holy shit, there's like 3 women with facial hair right in my face. What the? It's called a recovery room, not a traumatized kid in a bedroom. That sounds so... yeah. I might not want to ever say that again. No, seriously though, that don't keep me on life support. Just let me go, do the funeral thing that I talked about, and we'll be good. Because I want people to be like, oh, remember that time that Wheels did that stupid fucking thing where he did that thing, and that other time where he nearly drowned, and that other time when he did that thing, and that time when he sent that video saying it will protect his virginity. Yeah. Yeah. Never liked that guy. He was a fucking asshole. But hey, he's playing fucking 2 Steps from Hell. And we're all pissed drunk. Party! Seriously, I want there to be a party at my funeral. I don't want a bunch of people just being like, oh my god, he's so dead. Don't do that. Okay? Like, I hate seeing people sad. So if you're sad at my funeral, I'm just gonna be like, ooh, from, wherever I am. Suspended in fucking, I forget what that place between heaven and hell is. It's like the place with just like infinite fucking. It's basically like the void. It has no meaning. It has no. That's probably where I'm gonna end up. If I'm gonna end up in any sort of fucking extra fucking spiritual place, it's gonna be that place between heaven and hell and not earth. It's just sort of like that place where God's like, nah, fuck off, I don't want that guy. And then Satan's like, nah, fuck off, God can have him, I really don't want him. And then they're like, you know what, let's just like leave him in the middle. So he's sort of like a ghost, but he's not aware that he's a ghost, he's just sort of there. Yeah, let's do that. Yeah. Nah. So wherever I am, just note that ghostly me is going to be like staring at you going, why the fuck are you crying? Don't, that thing you're doing, don't do it. Don't cry, stop it. I want you to get pissed drunk. I want you to party. Hopefully I want a couple of you to get laid. I don't want you crying. Yeah, that's literally what bounces around in my head. And to finish this all off, I decided I would talk about Witty. Witty. Due to the fact I haven't checked the computer since I sent the thing, I just saw her one pop up almost immediately, and I'm just like, fuck it, let's talk about that one. So, her question was, what do you think of my characters? Are they detailed, good, or just completely hard? Well, here's the thing with your characters, okay? I remember when I first met you. I thought you were awesome. Still think you're awesome. And of course, you were playing with the Lily Collins person, and I was just all like, that was literally my reaction half the time. And then, as you put it, you came out, you were like, hey, let's just make an angel, let's just use this Cassandra person, let's just go with this, let's just do that thing. And then all your followers are just like, oh my god! You know what I mean? Like, you make this really good OC, this just fucking flawless person who just everyone pisses himself over. And then you're asking me, a guy who, funnily enough, hang on, not 1 second. My suspicions are correct. Okay? If you look at the number of I have, followers-wise, it is 706. 706. You look at Witty's followers, and it's got a 1 and a comma at the start of that. Think I made my point. The answer is yes. Your characters are great. More than great, they're, as you put it, detailed. Or whatever. I don't know, it's I threw the pad over there now and I'm too lazy to go get it. I'm probably going to spend the next 30 minutes while this uploads like trying to grab it out from behind the couch. But you get the point. Okay? You have like a number that I'm too lazy to even say on the internet, which is coincidentally actually like the 3 characters at the end of your thing are exactly how many followers I have. That's it proves how less awesome I am than you. Nah, I have no life. I'm gonna check because I got notifications. I'm trying to like stay within the camera, and also, no, those aren't. No one loves me. So your characters are awesome. Don't worry about it. If you're ever doubting yourself, just don't do it because your characters are awesome. You got nothing to worry about. People are shitting themselves every time you mention maybe role playing again. So I'm pretty sure that answers your question. Because, I don't know. I like to... How do I put it? I don't know how I put it, but like... There's just something about the way you do things that entices people. When you're one of those like I remember talking to you once on one of your posts, and just like some random person just like appears and they're just like, I heard you're the most popular role player on Google Plus, and I'm just sitting there like, you're saying I'm friends with, and I'm just like, I'm just gonna go now over here. Because I remember there was a time when I was just like, oh my god, I got 100 followers. Because I didn't think you guys actually know the story of how my role playing came to be. Like, I literally just had this exact account, this exact email address, all of this, solely for contacting my friends. When I first was allowed on the internet, I was just like, whoa man, I can be like, hey friend, and they can be like, hey friend, and there's no like going and being social. I can just be like, hey friend, and then Google Plus was just like, you can get this update and this update and this update and this update and this update. So I'm checking out this thing called Communities. Back then I was just like, what the fuck are these? And I'm like, whoa, dude, whoa, because you got to realize that I only just recently joined Facebook. Okay, so like, don't think, dude, how do you not know what an online community is? Like, what is wrong with you? Google Plus was my first social media. You've got to realize that. That was literally my first ever social media site. And that is literally my first ever social media account. is the one that you are contacting me on right now. Was my first ever social media account. I mean, now I've even got a Tumblr, which I never go on. And I've got a Twitter, which I sometimes go on. And I don't have a YouTube channel, maybe Google Plus and YouTube, they're connected or whatever. And I got a Facebook as well. But that was how it started. And then I was like, hey, check this out, what up? And I talked to this one guy who I've mentioned before, and when I told my sort of starting story to you guys, I remember writing a post about it, I tagged him and stuff. This guy called, I don't want to say his name in case I say it wrong, but pretty sure his first name is Braden. Might be saying that wrong. I don't know. But, you know, he had this community. To me, it was like really popular. It was like the biggest community or whatever. And I'm just like, whoa, what are they doing? What is this sorcery? Oh, got a phone call. Oh, wow. Okay. I guess I gotta go. Ciao. I'll talk to you guys later. I gotta take this.